Sir, don't you understand that Maduro is laughing at us?
We are going to continue to consider the whole range of sanctioning options that we have available based on what we see from Maduro, how the situation develops, as well as what we think is going to be the most effective response.
Sir, you're sending a very weak message to Maduro. I'm sure they are analyzing this hearing to the T.
Our next guest calling out the Biden administration for not enforcing oil sanctions during a time of deep political corruption in Venezuela. Joining us now with more from that exchange, House Foreign Affairs Committee member, Congresswoman Maria Salazar. Maria, explain to our audience what's happening there. What is the Biden administration doing? Why do you, with regards to Venezuela and what we know was a rigged election? And what should they do in order to not project this weakness that you call it?
Very, very weak. The Biden administration and Biden-Harris administration, they're solely responsible for what's happening in Venezuela right now. Venezuelans said that if Maduro stays in power, 4 million more Venezuelans are going to be knocking on our southern border. 4 million more people. All right. So Biden signed an accord with Maduro saying we are going to allow Chevron to sell your oil so then you can have more money in your pocket if you accept the results of the presidential election. So now they're selling oil and they have $1.5 billion in their pockets in the last few months, and they did not respect the results of the presidential election.
So what do you think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris should do at this moment?
Same thing that Ronald Reagan did in 1989 when the Sandinistas were giving free and fair elections and they lost. You picked up the phone and you said you signed an accord. We, the United States, were telling you that you have to commit to and fulfill what you committed to. And that's it. And then say to Chevron and to Repsol and to all the oil industries that are there, you got to pause. No more selling of oil, no more money to the repressive apparatus, no more money to Maduro. And I am sure that Maduro will negotiate with Biden and Harris. It's just that that phone call has not been made. And the message that we're sending to the rest of the world, Latin America, the Middle East, is that the White House is weak on dictators. Period. That's the message.
Yeah, it's so scary. And
4 more million people coming in. I mean, you have the Tren de Aragua right here in this city.
Yeah, we do.
Come on, you know, these Venezuelans, I'm sure you have thousands of people that are really good that want to come ask a claim for political asylum, but you have thousands of thugs.
Yes.
Coming because we don't have leadership of the White House.
And how much of this is pressure from the oil companies on the Biden administration?
Well, the oil companies are out there to make money.
Of course.
And I get it. I mean, I'm pro-capitalism. You make a lot of money, energy sector, no problem, but not in this occasion because you are profiting from people's lives and you are causing major migration.
Yeah. We should just be producing our own oil, and then we wouldn't have to worry about all this. And we'd have a lot more power and leverage over these dictators.
Of course.
All right, let's move to this topic, which is that Trump is outperforming his 2020 support among Hispanics who prefer him on immigration. The poll shows this is what the polls show as the former president calls on Congress to ban sanctuary cities. So let's just talk about this because this is an amazing thing that we're seeing in this cycle. So you have Donald Trump, who the left has tried to smear as a racist because of his position on immigration. He hasn't backed down. In fact, he's running on mass deportation and he's winning with Hispanics. Help us understand why that's happening.
The economy, woke, and socialism. The economy. If you're Hispanic and you go to the supermarket, eggs are $10. It doesn't mean that because you're a Democrat, registered Democrat, you're going to have cheaper eggs or milk or bread. Number two, woke. We're not woke. It's just like Ronald Reagan once again said, Hispanics are Republicans. They just don't know it.
Very true.
God-fearing, law-abiding, tax-paying, small governments. We come here to work, not to get a handout. So the economy, woke, talking about sex to kids in kindergarten.
Horrible.
Well, tell me, when does that happen in this culture? And at the end, socialism. We are not socialists. We're not perfect, but we're not socialists.
Yeah. Well, I think that sums it up. It sounds like Donald Trump has his pulse on just Americans who happen to be Hispanics.
Of course, and people who want the best for the country, that want to continue with the American exceptionality. Remember that, I mean, you understand, we come from the largest, or at least I'm one of the representatives of the largest minority in the country. We're 20% of the population. We want to live a dignified life in the promised land. We don't want handouts. We want opportunities. We want to work hard and be proud of, you know, if you're Mexican-American, you love your roots, but you're happy to be here. And you want to live you don't want to see what's happening right now. And another thing that I just want to say is that Dems always claim that they have the moral ground. So they have the monopoly on compassion. We're compassionate too. We're giving the Hispanics an opportunity to grow and work and live.
Wow. When you've lost 300,000 mostly Hispanic children, Latin American children, to sex slavery and trafficking at the border, you really can't claim the mantle of compassion.
No DNA testing, which is, I mean,
they fought for that. The Democrats fought for no DNA testing. Unbelievable. All right, thank you, Congresswoman Salazar.
My pleasure to be here.
All right.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.